up, y'all? It's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. So as you know, I like to stop in and pop into local places here in the Louisville area that also love health and wellness and just want to encourage people to live a healthier lifestyle. And I have a couple friends here that work at the Juicery, the Weekly Juicery here, and we are at the NULU location, which I love this location. It's super trendy. So I'm going to show you all inside. Inside, and I want to give you a sneak peek, just kind of what to expect. I think a lot of people are intimidated to walk in storefronts like this. They think I don't live organic enough, or I don't know anything about juicing or any of these stereotypes. But that is why I'm here, because I'm going to pop in, show you my experience here, let you learn a little bit, share a little light, share a little exposure, and just educate the community about living a holistic lifestyle, just health and wellness in general, and just trying to be the healthiest, most balanced person that you can be. So I'm gonna be interviewing a couple of good friends of mine, Lucas and Josh, and they're gonna inform us on what the Weekly Juicery is all about. Way back to high school. We are both trying to live healthier lives, lead a healthier lifestyle, so we empathize for each other. We have very like minds, very same missions as far as our business and this vlog, and so I reached out to him and was like, hey, let's get together, let's network, and let's share a little education to everybody. So I am here, and he's going to help us just kind of understand, when you walk into Weekly Juicery, how to read the menu, how to even know where to begin to order, just kind of what it means to drink the juices here. So, what's up, Josh?
Yeah, hey guys. So really, people come to the Juicery for different reasons. Really, the way I look at it, inside of these four walls, anything you can choose was consciously put here. So, you know, if it's just for energy, if it's nutrition, if it's because, you know, you're into some type of challenge, you know, typically the best way I want to help people is by giving them something that not only could satiate their hunger, but can really dive in and nutritionally provide them with what they need, what they may be missing. When it comes to a lot of the bottles, juice is what the Juicery specializes in, obviously. They've got bowls, shots, and different little supplements like the CBD oil that you just noticed here. But when it comes to the juices, this is where all the specialty is. So on average, 2 to 4 pounds of produce goes into each bottle.
That's crazy.
So the way I kind of like an essential oil, you know, it's the concentrated form of those plants. So thanks guys. So when you're talking about something like this blue-green algae that's naturally occurring blue color, you know, it's something that we don't really get in our diet a lot. And because this is so concentrated, someone that maybe does have that standard American diet can come in and even just one juice a week really compound what they're getting in and digesting. So that's why I love having juice in my diet. You know, when I think about what this juice is, it's cool, it's refreshing,
right?
It's fresh. That's what it's going to do to us.
And also, I was reading that it's this logo here, USDA approved, organically approved. Not all juice bars in Louisville offer this logo.
Yeah.
Not that I'm putting any other juice bars down or any other juice shops or smoothie shops down. It's more of just like, I was reading up on that and knowing that they can't add water to this to dilute it down to make more and sell more. Like, yeah, it's organically, and I'm gonna take out your hand.
No, and I love that you pointed that out. That's because so cool, honestly, if you're not, and you know, the certain, when people say they're organic, that's not just a label. Like, that is a trademark. You can't say you're organic unless you've went through this process. I was helping the kitchen whenever we went through this, and you know, if this weren't organic, let's say 30% of this bottle was purchased from conventional produce, you know, a third of this would be pesticides, insecticides, you know, all of these things that are proven to affect our hormones. And it's really amazing, because you're right, The USDA certification is one major difference between the Weekly Juicery. Another thing is also the fact that they cold press it. Lucas, come on over here.
What does that mean, a cold press?
Cold press, so there's different ways that you can get juice out of a produce.
Hey, how are you?
I brought juice for everybody.
He's got some juice.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So the cold press method
I know,
is, as
right?
opposed to the juice kind of spinning around and taking that heat and energy and just separating the what was it, the meat, what's the gunk of the produce, the fiber,
The amino acids,
mainly the
vitamins,
fiber,
and minerals,
yeah. So instead of that juice kind of separating that way and spinning around, the cold press method squeezes it, and all the juice comes out, and that really just creates a finer product that lasts longer, because the heat and energy from traditional methods, they cause oxidative stress. In layman's terms, that's like aging. A banana browning is oxidative stress. Every time you breathe, you create oxidative stress. But when you make a juice conventionally, you're forcing it to be oxidated, as opposed to the juice just kind of coming out and being in its more natural state.
See, we're learning all kinds of stuff. All right, so and I was telling him, I'm like, I want to just shed light and just educate the community about what it means to juice, because it's super intimidating. People don't want to walk in a store like this because I'm not organic enough, I'm not granola enough, I don't know what it means, and when I go in there, they don't know what to order. So like for me, I know that whenever I started drinking juices, it was because I was breastfeeding and I was trying to increase my milk supply, and so I was drinking a lot of like green juices. But like, say someone comes in here, they guide you and tell you what to order. So they come in here and they say, I'm having energy issues. You will direct them and show them.
Exactly, and the number one thing I always ask people is there any flavors that you really don't like?
Okay.
So like celery is a big one, grapefruit for some people can be another one, and I'll start from a basis of what do you not like, because then it's easier to find something for someone that they will like.
Right.
Now, a lot of people, we have a felon melon, which is watermelon and lemon, like everybody likes that one.
Yeah.
So I try to step people away from the really fruity, sugary ones,
Right, I
and
was thinking
start
about
from
sugar.
like the dark greens and beets, and then we'll work our way into the more sugary ones, because that way people can see what a green juice tastes like. And a lot of people, they tend to say it's not that bad. You know, a lot of people have this negative stereotype that it's going to be really bittery or not have a good flavor to it. But if there's something for everybody, you just need to find that right one.
And I'm actually glad that you pointed out that you do want to stray people away from the fruit juices. And I know Kimmy talks about this a lot. With juicing, a lot of people who read articles and juicing's bad. There is a way that juicing can be bad, and that's typically fruit-loaded juices. When you take that fiber away from that fruit, the sugars, when they are converted into the body, they just zap your system. So it's really, really important, if you are going to eat fruit, that you eat it whole or in limited quantities in a juice form. So the juicery is super conscious. The owner, Kimmy, she makes sure that if she is going to put fruit, it's not the main ingredient if it's in our vegetable juices.
Right.
You know, we really want to make sure that there is a quality product, that there are no implications or contraindications from eating something that is healthy.
Yeah. Well, and then also we were talking about the factor of expense. Obviously, I don't know exactly. You have a bottle here. Sorry, what's it, like $10?
That one's like $11.50.
$11.50. And you're like, $11.50 for some juice? Like, I'll be honest, these are the things I've thought. And I'm like, what? I could go have a burger and fries and have a whole meal that I can chew and enjoy. Let's be honest.
Very true.
So, but what people don't understand is like how much is jam-packed in this little bottle for $11.50 and how much it can influence your life. So share a little bit more about like what it can do for you.
So on average, one of these 16-ounce bottles has 2 to 3 pounds of total produce in it. So I always tell people the main reason why we're still around is this USDA organic seal.
Yeah,
so
okay.
every pound of produce that goes into this juice is 100% organic. So if you were to go out to the supermarket and spend, buy a pound of kale, pound of romaine, pound of cucumber, half pound of ginger, and throw it all in a bottle, you're going to be spending about $7 to $8 just buying the produce.
Right.
So the organic seal is why it's really expensive. However, when you remove the fiber from the juices, you can really get a lot more substance from just the amino acids, the vitamins, and the minerals. the fiber is what takes it so long for our body to digest. So if we were to eat a 2-pound salad, it would take our body 6 to 8 hours to digest all that fiber. Whereas we can drink a 3 pounds worth of produce in juice form and absorb it within 30 minutes to 45 minutes because we don't have as much of the fiber to break down. Now, fiber is important in a regular diet. However, most people, especially in the American diet, consume so much fiber and protein that having a 1 to 3 day digestive rest really benefits them because they can actually move stuff through their body and absorb all the nutritional value. But let me get one of the other juices really fast.
Okay.
Other things on price, it's not why that's expensive, it's why everything else is so cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't, what's consumed is not fast food, it's fat food. I mean, it's cheap ingredients.
We were talking earlier about cancer is going to cost you a lot more money.
Yeah, tens of thousands
blood
of dollars
pressure medications,
after insurance.
cholesterol medications, all these little things. And then also think about the expensive vitamins that you spend in vitamins and supplements, and then you can have a juice. So do you recommend drinking like one juice a day, or do you, I read a little bit more about like the juice ritual. Tell me about the juice ritual and what you all offer.
Yeah, so there's the first question, how much to drink. Honestly, if someone asks me that, I want to know why they're drinking. Have they had a juice before? What's their standard diet like? What's their day like? Because if you're going to do a juice cleanse, what are you doing that day? Because if you're going to be out at a work lunch, you're probably going to be tempted to eat something with your friends and family. So there's tons of other questions, and the Juice Guide staff here, I think, is really good at asking those questions and engaging and transferring that knowledge. But yeah, it really just comes down to what do you need that juice for? Because I've been sipping on this juice for the past half hour. It'll last me, on average, juices in the fridge, 3 days. But you really need to go buy the sticker on the top. So this one does expire today, so I'll drink it today. If I were doing a juiced fast, which is typically juice only, juice and water, also the juice ritual, that's kind of the consistent side of juicing. So the juice ritual is the first Thursday of every month. People from around the nation all juice. It's a 24-hour fast, and you're kind of in an exclusive group with all of these people. You can communicate, and so yeah, they press a bunch of juice, ship it out, and then everyone just does it and talks about it.
Straight to your door. And then there's a Facebook group that they offer that's free, and you can get on there and support each other. So that's awesome. Like, I want to do this. I've never done this, guys, so I'm totally learning everything with you.
And the hardest thing about fasting is being held responsible for it. So if you do it by yourself, you're a lot more, we cheat on ourselves all the time. You know, I want to work out 3 times a week while you work out twice. And when it's just you being held accountable by yourself, you don't do as well of a job. But when you have a whole community of people like, hey, Lucas, did you drink your juice today? You're more likely to actually succeed.
We're always more obligated to do things for others than we are ourselves. I don't know why, it's human nature. But yeah,
true.
I mean, if someone else wants you to do it, you're more likely to do it.
As far as cleansing, how often do you all recommend someone do the ritual or a juice cleanse?
I mean, recommendations versus like what I do, you know, it's not always the same. I mean, if it were me, I would tell people once a season, do a 3-day fast, or once a month, do a 1-day. Really, anytime you're sick, they say to fast. You know, because ultimately, what's happening when you solely drink juice for a day, the biggest thing that's happening is your digestive system takes a break. And everything from here all the way to here has some of the most important functions and housings of what's happening in our body. I mean, you've got 70% of your immune system, 90% of your serotonin, all of these microbes that are just communicating with our body. It's unreal how much happens. Gut health really is the center of our health and well-being. So when you stop eating food for a day, you're digesting. It's kind of like closing all the tabs on a computer. Computer's gonna run faster. That energy can concentrate on, one, assimilating these ingredients and really taking it in, and also pushing everything else out. They say roughly 10 pounds of just feces are sitting in our gut at any time. So
many people suffer with irregularity, constipation, and they want answers, you know. And then I even had a girl say that she was on an antidepressant, and because she got on that, all of a sudden she was having bowel movements. Like, you don't realize how many things affect your bowels and your movement of your bowels and your peristalsis. So that's why I'm interested in it as well. And then I got interested in juice just because when I was breastfeeding, I learned all the great benefits of all your greens and everything.
There's such a stigma against talking about bathroom habits too. So like,
I'm a nurse, so
yeah, no,
I can talk about bathroom habits all day.
It's funny because a lot, even with your friends, you're like
Yeah.
not willing to say like, hey, I haven't had a poop in like 2 days,
Yeah.
or like, hey, I pooped
And then you
myself
come in
every
here
2
and they're
hours.
like, I haven't pooped in a week. What juice should I get?
Exactly. We have customers that talk to us about that all the
Yeah.
time. And it's just about breaking down those barriers and saying like, hey, you know, something's wrong with you and we can get it figured out, but you have to actively talk to people about it before you can figure that out.
I mean, there are practitioners, physicians around the world that literally help you by studying your gas or your bowel movement. It's just, like what comes out is a direct indication of what's going on inside of you.
Yeah.
Um,
I also think like energy is a huge, people are busy, they're fatigued, they are wanting energy. So people are drinking pre-workouts and they're drinking, you know, all these different, you know, fat burners and coffee. We all drink coffee.
Yeah.
What is a juice that you, like what is in the juice that you recommend for energy if someone would just want it for energy?
Any of the greens. So when we consume romaine, kale, cucumber, any of those leafy greens, you really are getting a lot of chlorophyll. When we consume chlorophyll, it's really beneficial for healthy cell growth. So anytime we have healthy cells in our body, we're gonna have more energy because of that. Beet juice is also a really good one because beets increase our red blood cell count. So like Michael Phelps drinks beet juice before swimming, Lance Armstrong drank it before cycling, any marathon runners, and they drink it about an hour before they actually compete, which sounds like it would make you throw up, but that's when it replenishes as much amount of red blood cells as possible, is about an hour before competing.
And honestly, I would just say anything. To me, like with the last session that Kimmy had with Dr. Cabral, they talked about choosing a juice. You're not choosing the other foods. All the other foods are what are causing us to be so fatigued.
Yeah.
You know, I think most people don't realize that there's a difference. Your immune system has different types of responses, and the biggest type of isotope antibody in the blood is what's called the IgG, and it typically reacts to foods. It's called a food sensitivity. Most of the foods we eat are causing us these issues, and it's very subtle. It's not an allergy. It's not immediate. It can happen 3 days after you've consumed it. So really our diets is what's keeping us down. Eating something like this, the other thing I said is like, what is this? This juice is alive.
Yeah.
It was just pressed. If you
It's not blue dye in there.
Yeah, right.
eat, like, you're taking on the energy of what you eat. And what is this?
Yeah.
You know?
It's living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So I want to jump back really fast
Okay.
to show you. So in produce, we have vitamins, amino acids, minerals, and water. No matter what type of produce it is, it has some amount of water. So you can see in this juice, this is romaine, kale, cucumber, lemon, and ginger. This is the amount of water that was in the produce before we pressed it. This is the amount of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. So this is one of our healthy juices. So you see how almost half of the juice is made up of these vitamins, amino acids, and minerals. Now what's interesting is a lot of people believe that this is pulp, but as soon as you shake it up, it mixes just with the water and you can't even taste the difference between it. Now some of our other juices will be like more down here or even down here. And that shows how much more H2O was in the produce when we pressed it. And then you shake it up, and now it's all green, and it'll be like that for a couple hours until it starts to separate again.
Wow. Well, I didn't think about how much water you're supposed to take in, and you're getting water and H2O through your vegetables too, so that's a good idea too. Because I do not drink enough water, so then you could get through that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Okay, so let's talk price point just so people have an idea of what they're getting themselves into. Let's say I wanted to do I'm gonna talk for myself. I'm realistically not gonna fast for 3 days because I love food way too much.
You're gonna start with one.
I want to do a 1 day
I
cleanse.
told people to start with one meal. Skip your breakfast, have a juice.
Good idea, okay.
The next step, go 24 hours. Or maybe you get into that kind of keto. Maybe you skip dinner and then breakfast the next morning.
Okay.
And kind of have that longer fast. You gotta build up to it. Like,
right now.
I'm all about
Yeah,
like
it's-
feeling confident in what I do. Like, you know, a 3-day cleanse is daunting. Like,
Yeah.
come on, we love.
I'm all about balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but okay, so recommending just replacing a meal. That's great.
Yep.
Great advice.
The Ritual is $99.
Okay.
So, and that's a per month thing, and you get the 6 juices shipped to your doorstep for that price.
Okay.
You can come into any one of our stores at any time and get a day of juice for $65. So
Okay.
that's a little bit lower of a price point. You don't have the guided quality of it, but you can get 6 juices for $65 and do your own one-day fast.
Yeah.
On average, if we had a guided experience, it's $99 a day. So if you were to do a 3-day one, it would be $2.99 for the 3-day.
The biggest reason is the international or national shipping.
National shipping.
And then that inclusion with the group, and then specifically having doctors in there that can really answer your questions.
3 medical doctors, yeah.
Like,
Oh, we're in the group?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's important.
That's awesome.
On top
And-
of a bunch of nutritionists, and all the ambassadors are part of it as well.
Yeah.
So you're
daily
really
reminder.
getting quick feedback on what you need. That's
Yeah.
important. You want to feel supported when you're doing something that's honestly, it's like it's weird. What took you so long to come in here? And we want to make people feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah. Well, I think the guide is awesome. And if you do the Ritual, do you choose? Is there like a set juices that you get, or do you all like guide them based on their needs?
It's all green juices.
Okay.
So we do that because if you're just doing a 1 day, you might as well get the most benefit from the 1 day rather than having beets and greens. We just do straight green juice. It's a little bit more challenging that way, but that's the way that we try to get it to be. So for the Ritual, every month it roughly changes. They'll change like 1 or 2 juices up just so it's not the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
but it's mainly green juices. And then they do the choosing for you. So.
And I want to circle back to the price with that because it was 6 juices, and you said 2 to 3 pounds. So when you really look at how much produce you're getting in that 1 day, it's more than enough.
And if you try to do that on your own at home,
Exactly.
how expensive that would be.
And the 3 things that I look at when someone's like, it's too expensive to eat healthy. I took this from a book, The Microbiome Diet. It was one of my favorites by Dr. Kelman. So he says, first of all, you're going to have less downtime from work if you're healthy.
Yeah.
So you're more productive. You're going to consume less packaged foods, less filler foods.
More colorful vegetables.
When you eat what you need, you don't crave all these other small things that we eat throughout the day. The third one was it just in general sick care costs. Like it's expensive to be sick.
And your immunities would be improved.
Exactly.
Okay, tell a little bit. I won't keep this like super long, but like tell a bit about your individual story because we've talked about this before. Like people were like, "Oh, you changed." You're like, "No, I didn't change. I improved. I enhanced my body because I educated myself and I matured and I learned that drinking vodka and McDonald's wasn't the best thing for us back in the day." I wasn't assuming you made drink vodka. I drank vodka.
No, vodka. It was vodka, and it was probably Taco Bell or Wendy's for me.
Okay, well, I was talking about myself then.
I had so many people tell me I changed, and I'm like, no, I found myself.
Exactly.
This is who I'm supposed to be. I was leading an inauthentic life. I mean, I think a lot of us, we just get lost doing what other people do or doing what we think we're supposed to do in this 8 to 5 grind and chasing different things when really we need to go within. I didn't realize my health journey was spiritual, but it was, and I know that's not the direction here, but there really is the butterfly effect. That's my brand is all about all the little things that you can do. And for me, I was 211 pounds back in 2014. And it was a very toxic, high, 100% commission job. It was a toxic relationship. And really specifically, I think it was diet more than anything. I had a soda with just about every meal.
Yeah, most Americans do.
Yeah, and a fun fact of the day, you're technically not supposed to even drink while you eat. You want to maintain that fire. You drink before or after you eat. But yeah, soda, fast food, I was quick on the go, so I stopped eating fast food and I stopped eating soda. And honestly, within 6 months, I felt like I dropped 20, 30 pounds. It was so quick. And I didn't try to eat healthy. For a year later, I was down to 155. Yeah. So I lost 60 pounds in a year.
Wow.
All I did was stop eating crap. I started doing a little bit healthier foods. I had a wheatgrass shot. You know, I had a couple of juices. I wasn't a heavy juice drinker. And more than anything, I wasn't working out at that point.
Yeah.
I just stopped doing all the things that was causing this visceral fat to be inflamed. Because that's really what it is. We're talking about inflammation, we're talking alkalinity. It's a yin, it's a yang. You're either like, you've got it going, or you know you're kind of nourishing your body. So,
and a lot of things with the fast food is just the simplicity of it. So I'm on the go, I'm in between my jobs, I'm just gonna get something really quick.
Think of how convenient this is.
Exactly.
This is more convenient.
And that's what we try to do, so you can walk in the door, you can pick up a juice and walk out. And it's very simple, it's easy, so we're giving people that ability to get something healthy that doesn't take a lot of time.
So everyone's willing to go to Starbucks and take their cute picture of their Starbucks, put their Instagram photo. Just go to the Weekly Juicery and get a juice and make that your Instagram colorful photo for your story.
The bowls make good Instagram.
Yes. They offer acai bowls. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. I am super excited to try one because I'll be honest, I've never even tried one before, but that is the perfect Instagram picture.
Yeah, no, they make great pictures, yeah.
Okay, well, let's quit talking and we'll get more into watching them make these juices. Actually, I think Lucas is talking about making a smoothie and just kind of show you pictures of like what they actually offer. And aside from just juice smoothies, acai bowls, there's like supplements, and like they're really big about supporting other local businesses that have the same mission as well, which is what we're all doing here, is just to help educate people. So we'll do that now. Josh is making me take a wheatgrass shot. That's wheatgrass. I have never taken one before.
It's not just for cats.
So here we go.
There's no preface, it's just a shot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
So what made you think it was gonna be bad?
Because it was that. Because it was grass.
So I know people have had worse shots. Okay, that's what I tell people.
Oh yeah. Heck
so you know, when we were talking about all the produce in this juice, there is that much produce and more in one shot of that. So 1 ounce, they say, I've heard a lot of different numbers, but the one I stick with is 103 vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Okay, so I'll break that down one more time. 1 ounce, which is this shot glass, has 103 vitamins, minerals, and amino acids.
Wow.
So it very much is that 2 to 3 pound salad of all of those nutrients. So another thing too, the chlorophyll, what he was saying, you can do different studies, and again, I've seen controversy on what people say about chlorophyll, but it does somewhat mimic the molecular structure of hemoglobin. So it's kind of like, it's plant's life source, and therefore we can kind of consume that life source as well and kind of grow from it.
Taking me back to biology.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many benefits of wheatgrass. It's one of the most affordable ways to really get that nutrition in. So I recommend wheatgrass anytime you come in here.
Really?
You know, the shots are that quick. So this is kind of that proactive. The turmeric tonic is kind of like the reactive. So, you know, if you're coming in, and I could sell these either way, but typically if you're feeling really bad, I'll go with this one. If you want to start like promoting health, we'll go with the wheatgrass, but I'm gonna pour this one.
Turmeric is good for inflammation.
Actually, I'm gonna rinse this for you.
Turmeric is good for inflammation. I know a lot of people take turmeric as like a supplement. It can help with inflammation all over your body, which can make you feel terrible. So I've never tried this, so bear with me.
Yeah, turmeric, you're right. Turmeric is one of the best anti-inflammatories available in the marketplace. This one is not just turmeric, it's also got ginger,
I love ginger.
cayenne,
which increases your
lemon,
metabolism,
and pepper.
Cayenne's good for your metabolism.
So really all 5 of these ingredients, before you check that, there's a fair warning. All 5 of these ingredients separately are like hot. They've got that like, whew, factor to it, you know. There's cayenne pepper as well. So what you're getting here combined, they kind of balance each other. Like the lemon kind of balances like the turmeric, and the cayenne kind of pulls away from so it's kind of a really well-rounded, but it definitely packs that punch and that heat. So this is one of the best things that you can consume if you had a night out, or if you ate something that didn't settle with you. You know, ultimately, inflammation, causation or correlation, it's related to every major disease in the body. So another thing too with visceral fat, like I'm starting to get it again after this pregnant, you know.
Yeah, we did
the men
too.
get it too,
yes,
you know.
we gained our
But
pregnancy weight.
visceral fat is literally just inflamed fat cells. You cannot get rid of this midline fat until you get rid of the inflammation.
Well, and also toxins are stored in fat cells, right? And so if you don't detoxify yourself, you can't get so cellulite. I know I studied cellulite so much before. So your cellulite is from a fat cell that is swollen, related to toxins, and so it's storing fluid like water, correct?
Yeah.
Am I right? And so by getting an anti-inflammatory and detoxifying, then you can, all my girls out there that don't want their cellulite.
And your body is naturally detoxing every day. Really, when we're detoxing, we're giving it what it needs. We're getting out of the way in some cases, like stop doing the things that are contributing to that toxicity. So yeah, you know, stuff like this really helps create that environment for the body to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
Let's do it. Cheers to myself.
And nobody likes to do shots by themselves.
It's like a tingle on my tongue. It tastes good though. I
Yeah.
love the ginger.
Yeah.
I love the lemon. You said lemon's in it, right? It tastes like spicy edible pine sol.
Cleaning up.
It actually really wasn't bad.
Yeah, good.
Cleaning out my body. Yeah,
Awesome.
I like that. He wanted my raw impression of these two. And I was
Yeah.
like, are you sure you want those on camera? But they weren't bad.
Good.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so I want to re-emphasize. We had talked earlier about cold pressing, how they cold pressed that, and we're learning about all of that. But I want to re-emphasize, because I did not realize this, but if you order a juice here at the Weekly Juicery, you're not going to see that juice made here in this location. They cold press their juices down the street in their kitchen, and all of the juices that they send out nationwide are from that kitchen, which is uber cool. But whenever you do come in here, we're going to show you what it looks like to freshly juice wheatgrass, because as soon as wheatgrass is juiced down, you want to drink that immediately before it oxidizes. Also, they make smoothies here in acai bowls, so you will watch them make those here. And Lucas is going to show us an example of him making a smoothie.
Cut as low to the dirt as possible. Run it through our masticator. There's a screw that spins, and it's grating the grass along like a cheese grater type thing. So the fiber and pulp comes out here, which this is great to put underneath your eyes, exfoliating. All of the amino acids, vitamins, and minerals come out the bottom there in this nice green liquid. And we can run it through again, make sure we get all the nice nutrition out of it. And then we drink it.
Awesome.
Delicious.
All right, so now he's going to show us a smoothie.
For the smoothies, we start with a banana most of the times. It really adds a nice blend to it, makes it nice and smoothie quality. Next is a liquid of some sort, whether it be coconut milk, almond milk, watermelon, and it's roughly 6 ounces. Now we go to our frozen produce. So half of a frozen banana and about 2 ounces of blueberry. The frozen produce gives it a nice consistency, as well as lowers the overall temperature of the smoothie. After that, we'll start our boosters. So almond butter is a very powerful booster, adds a lot of protein and a delicious flavor. We only use almond butter because peanuts have a very strong allergy for people. Next, we go with our spices. So maca is a plant protein, really beneficial from a blood standpoint. So tablespoon of maca, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And Every good smoothie requires a little bit of ice. 1 scoop of ice. Take it over to the Vitamix. Put the lid on. Crank it up. Now you want to blend on low at first so that you can get all of the pieces nice and even. And then once you see that vortex in the middle, you can crank the speed up. Move the top and pour it out. And we're looking for a consistency a little bit less thick than a yogurt. And that is the blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
And down.
You know you feel so confident when you're working 2 of them.
I like that one.
That's like,
That's good. I like the nut butter with the fruit. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in and being a part of my experience here at the Weekly Juicery. You can follow them on all social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of the things. So make sure you do that. And if you're interested in doing the juice ritual, you can also see a link for that on their Instagram to kind of learn more about how you can get that juice delivered right to your home, or just pop in any location. There are 5 locations, 2 of which are in Louisville. And then also, if you want to learn more about Euphorious and the brand that Josh represents, you can follow Josh at Euphorious on Instagram and other social media platforms as well. So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
thanks.